The First Descendant is out now, with hundreds of thousands of players jumping into the free-to-play looter shooter on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. It has a lot of systems that will be familiar to fans of Destiny, but what about new players? Here are 10 tips to keep in mind while playing. Choosing your starter. Just like in Pokemon, you can choose 3 starter Descendants when first entering the game: Viessa, Lepic, and Ajax. Which one you opt for is entirely up to your playstyle. Viessa is great at crowd control and freezing enemies to inflict shatter damage. Lepic can group enemies and blow them up with grenades while inflicting burn damage. Ajax is tankier and can deploy walls and circular barriers which grant damage increases to surrounding allies. The current verdict is that Viessa is the way to go initially, especially since it's easier to deal with groups of enemies thanks to her ice abilities. However, if you want to try someone else, you're not permanently locked out of the other choices.
Don't lose hope, HQ. We've made contact with a guide. She's going to help us.
How to craft all Descendants. Despite the excessive monetization and high cost of Descendants in the store, it's possible to research every Descendant for free. It will take time though, as you need to gather the materials and gold necessary for their components, research them, and then put it all together. Note that regular Descendants cost 400,000 gold and take about 16 hours to research, aside from Bunny, who's doled out pretty much immediately. The ultimate variants require 900,000 gold and 36 hours of research, plus their components will be harder to net in the early goings. If you're looking for some solid alternatives when starting, Glay and Sharon are 2 of the stronger options in the game. Weapons and ammo types. The First Descendants doesn't restrict your weapon choices. If you want to equip 3 shotguns, then go for it, but the ammo system does. There are 4 ammo types: general rounds, special rounds, impact rounds, and high power rounds, and weapons are divided into them accordingly. Your SMGs, handguns, assault rifles, and machine guns fall into general rounds, for example, while scout rifles and hand cannons use impact rounds. Meanwhile, heavy hitters like snipers, shotguns, and launchers require high power rounds. Since there's no primary weapons get unlimited ammo systems like Destiny 2, you'll want a mix of different ammo types to ensure consistent DPS uptime. Currently, high power rounds feel rarer, and weapons with the same have lower capacity. If you have a shotgun, it may be better to swap it out for a different ammo type entirely depending on your build. How modules work. Modules provide various passive bonuses to your characters and weapons. They can also modify their behavior, from increased weapon damage at the cost of reload speed to different skills for your Descendant. You can't equip every module on whatever Descendant you please. Some have varying types, like Reactors, to keep in mind, and even specific mastery level requirements. Each module also has an associated cost, and depending on your capacity, they won't slot in. Mod sockets, aka polarities, can help in this regard. Matching the specific module to its corresponding socket can cut its overall cost in half. Module enhancing woes. There are many paths to make your Descendant more powerful, some possibly considered unnatural, and enhancing your modules is one. Whether it's your character or weapon modules, strengthening them can be ideal for a quick boost in power since they're always passively active. However, upon enhancing a module, its capacity also increases. Going too far can make it challenging to fit the module in your current setup, which the game will warn you about. But it is an option, especially if a module is a permanent fixture of your build and everything else can somewhat shift around. Otherwise, your best course of action is to constantly upgrade only the necessary modules while you're increasing your mastery rank, thus allowing your capacity to keep pace with the upgrades. Modules carrying over. When I started playing the First Descendant, one of the bigger problems while leveling up was constantly switching out modules as I earned new weapons. Since you're constantly getting stuff that deals more damage and has better stats than your current loadout throughout the story, it can seem annoying to hop into your inventory, select a weapon, and move modules around. However, that's not entirely the case. You've probably noticed that the same weapons drop within the same ammo category at higher levels. When modding them, the modules will carry over, even if you get a higher level version of a weapon, so your choices effectively remain. Check beneath the 3 currently equipped arms in your inventory to see the weapons list. Open it up, see a database of sorts for all the weapons, including those undiscovered, and you can hop directly into one to move around its modules or check proficiency levels. Choosing a reactor. At first glance, reactors seem like gear that can passively increase some stats, but there's a lot more to it. Reactors are split into multiple types and fit different kinds of descendants. Lepic, for instance, can benefit from reactors that emphasize fire and burning damage than, say, Bunny. Equipping the correct type is thus key. If you're not min-maxing the other stats initially, the best thing you could do is check all the numbers near the bottom. They represent increase to your skill power. Given how important skills can be, you'll initially want a reactor where all those arrows are green and pointing up. Keep an eye on the optimization conditions of higher rarity reactors as well. They'll demand you equip a certain weapon or weapon type. Do that, and the skill power of the reactor is applied at 140%. Don't, and you get the base skill power. Weapon level transmission. Similar to Infusion in Destiny 2, transmission allows for consuming higher level weapons to raise a lower level weapon. One of the initial quest lines involves crafting the Thunder Cage SMG, your first ultimate weapon, and since it's going to be objectively better than a lot of other SMGs, being able to increase its level is a good thing. There is a catch though, you need transformation materials for the process. You can craft these from super alloys and liquid metal, which drop from dismantling weapons, so they're super easy to get, but they still cost gold and take time to research. Always be upgrading your mastery rank. After leveling up, you may have noticed the big text on the upper center of your screen indicating that a mastery rank is available. Stop what you're doing and return to Albion, then visit the prime hands to the left of where you spawn to upgrade your mastery. While it accumulates naturally as you play, mastery rank gives you more module capacity for your Descendant and weapons, increased storage slots and equipment inventory, and other benefits. These won't be available until you go to the prime hands and ascend to the next rank. However, the game seemingly keeps track of your mastery rank XP after a new rank becomes available. If you delay returning to base for whatever reason, that excess XP will go towards your next rank. Turn off battle voices. While your comrades in the First Descendant won't go full Suicide Squad kill the Justice League with the battle chatter, hearing their constant callouts can get super annoying over time. Heck, constantly listening to my character telling me that they're reloading can grate. Don't despair, head into the audio settings, scroll down to the advanced options, and turn battle voices off. You can also modify the volume of hit markers, which is nice. Hey, did you know that we at GamingBolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell, and let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.